Most men over 60 years old don't realize that their breakfast choices may be secretly sabotaging the muscles and blood vessels that keep them strong where it matters most. If you're noticing weaker erections, low energy, or numbness below the waist, age may not be to blame. Your breakfast could be the culprit. Most men don't realize whether their breakfast supports healthy blood flow to the groin or gradually restricts it. And what's most surprising is that many are missing out on the simple food that could help reverse the situation. I'm Dr. Anna, a men's health specialist with over 25 years of experience in urology and age-related performance decline. I've treated thousands of men across the country who thought their intimacy was declining, simply because they were aging. What we discovered was much more hopeful. Here's the truth. Your body wants to restore circulation to your lower region, but only if you provide the right tools. And these tools aren't found in pills or prescriptions. They're found in 5 very specific and simple breakfast foods. Foods you already know but probably never knew how to use to improve male circulation. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to use them. You'll learn how 5 simple ingredients can boost blood flow, strengthen pelvic muscle tissue, and increase confidence without side effects. And stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal an unusual combination that's helping men feel results in less than a week. Before we begin, if you truly want to improve your health and regain your confidence, make sure to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss science-based, practical tips designed specifically for men over 60. And if this video seems helpful, write a 1 in the comments. If not, write a 0 so I know how to help you better next time. I'd also like to know which state in Brazil you're watching from. You may have neglected it for years, but it's simple, familiar, and when consumed at the right time, it can boost blood flow and muscle recovery in the area that matters most. I'm talking about whole eggs, nature's most complete source for restoring circulation below the waist after age 60. I've lost count of how many men over 60 have sat in front of me, frustrated, embarrassed, and confused about why things down there just aren't the same anymore. And almost always when I ask about their diet, they shrug and say something like, "Doctor, I just have coffee in the morning. Maybe a slice of bread if I remember." What they don't realize is that their body, especially at this age, is starving for very specific nutrients first thing in the morning. And one of the most powerful sources of these nutrients is something they've had in their fridge their whole lives: whole eggs. I know eggs have had a bad reputation in the past: cholesterol concerns, outdated science, old fears. But let me be clear, if you're a man over 60 and you're not eating whole eggs regularly, you're missing out on one of nature's most effective tools for restoring blood flow and strength in your lower body. The secret lies in the yolk. That golden center is rich in vitamin D, biotin, choline, and leucine, a powerful amino acid that triggers muscle repair, including the deep, often neglected muscles of the pelvic floor. These are the same muscles that support erections, control urinary flow, and keep you stable and balanced as you move throughout the day. When blood circulation declines with age, these muscles are among the first to suffer. But when you nourish them properly, especially first thing in the morning, your body responds. You feel more stable, notice fewer cramps or numbness, and yes, you start feeling more confident in intimate moments. Not because of a pill, but because your blood is flowing again. I remember a patient, Ricardo, 67 years old. He told me he hadn't had a morning erection in over 2 years. Within 4 weeks of changing his breakfast to include 2 whole eggs every morning, nothing fancy, he called me with disbelief in his voice. "Doctor," he said, "I woke up feeling like I was 40 again." That's the power of feeding your body what it truly needs at the right time. The second essential food is oatmeal with chia seeds, the artery cleaner. Every time I see an older man in my office complaining about poor circulation, weak erections, or that constant feeling of heaviness in the lower body, I don't just ask about their medications, I ask about their breakfast. And more often than not, it's either non-existent or loaded with sugar and empty carbs. What I recommend instead may seem too simple to make a difference, but trust me, a warm bowl of oatmeal topped with chia seeds has transformed more lives than you can imagine. Oatmeal alone is a powerful ally for aging arteries. It's packed with a special fiber called beta-glucan, which not only helps lower cholesterol, but actually helps clean the walls of your blood vessels. This allows more oxygen-rich blood to reach critical areas, including your pelvis and groin. For men over 60, this kind of circulation support isn't just helpful, it's essential. Now add chia seeds to the mix, and something incredible happens. These tiny seeds are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and potassium, nutrients that help your blood vessels relax, reduce inflammation, and allow for smoother, more powerful blood flow. This combination isn't just good for your heart, it directly impacts your ability to achieve and maintain a healthy erection. I remember a gentleman, Enrique, who told me he felt like his body had started shutting down after retirement. Low energy, difficulty climbing stairs, and declining intimacy. I asked him to swap his sugary cereal for oatmeal with chia seeds, blueberries, and a dash of cinnamon. In 2 weeks, his legs felt lighter. In a month, he was sleeping better and waking up more energized, with benefits he noticed both in and out of the bedroom. "Doctor," he said with a laugh, "I never thought a bowl of oatmeal could do this." But the truth is, what you eat in the morning sets the tone for your blood flow all day. And this simple, warm, mindful combination tells your arteries it's safe to open up. Now, if you're ready to take your circulation support to the next level, there's a fruit that acts almost like a natural Viagra, but without the side effects. Most men overlook it, but when consumed at the right time, it works quickly. I'm talking about watermelon, the bedroom fruit. I still remember the look on my patient Benedito's face when I told him to start eating watermelon in the morning. He laughed and said, "Doctor, I thought that was just a summer snack." But what he didn't know, and what most men don't know, is that watermelon is one of nature's most underrated tools for restoring blood flow, especially where it matters most. Watermelon is rich in an amino acid called citrulline. When it enters your body, it converts to L-arginine, which then boosts nitric oxide, the same compound that opens your blood vessels and allows more blood to flow to your groin. It's the same biological pathway used by popular erectile dysfunction medications. But this time, you're fueling it with food instead of drugs, and it works fast. I've had patients tell me they started noticing improved sensitivity and stronger morning erections in just 1 week after adding watermelon to their routine. There's something powerful about letting your body do what it was designed to do. No synthetic pills, no side effects, just pure circulation support straight from your breakfast plate. Benedito called me 2 weeks later and said, "I don't know if it's the watermelon or the fact that I'm finally eating breakfast, but something down there is definitely waking up." We both laughed. But the truth is, he wasn't imagining it. The citrulline was doing its job, opening blood vessels and giving his lower body a renewed sense of vitality. For best results, watermelon should be consumed on an empty stomach or lightly before your main breakfast. A few slices are all you need. And here's a tip. Don't throw away the white rind. That part contains the highest concentration of citrulline. You can blend it into a smoothie or simply chew it gently. It may not be sweet, but your circulation will thank you. If you've been looking for a natural way to feel more alive and energized below the waist, watermelon may be one of the easiest and most refreshing tools you've been missing. But if you really want to stabilize your morning energy, restore balance, and prepare your entire lower body for the day, you won't want to miss the next food. It's warm, earthy, and when combined with a simple mineral, it becomes one of the most powerful circulation-supporting breakfasts I recommend. Steamed sweet potato with sea salt, the circulation stabilizer. Of all the recommendations I've given over the years, this one gets the most surprised reactions. Sweet potato for circulation? They ask. But once you understand how your body works in the first minutes after waking up, it starts to make sense. Your muscles, including those in your legs, pelvis, and yes, even your penis, are depleted after hours without food. Your blood vessels need minerals, your muscles need glycogen, and your nervous system needs balance. Half a warm steamed sweet potato, sprinkled with just a pinch of sea salt, can be the morning stabilizer your entire lower body has been missing. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates that don't spike your blood sugar, but instead give your muscles the clean energy they need to function smoothly. And when you add sea salt, a natural, unrefined salt rich in over 80 essential minerals, you're giving your body the tools it needs to retain hydration, regulate nerve impulses, and maintain healthy blood pressure without crashes. These minerals aid in muscle contractions, circulation, and even nerve sensitivity, which can decline with age if we're not careful. I had a patient named Tomas, 70 years old, who told me he was waking up with heavy, numb legs and a nagging ache in his groin. He had tried stretching, massage, even prescription medications. Nothing seemed to work. I suggested a small change before breakfast. Try half a steamed sweet potato with a glass of warm water and a pinch of sea salt. It seemed too simple to him. But 3 days later, he called and said, "Doctor, I don't know what's happening, but my legs feel lighter, and I'm not leaning on the nightstand just to stand up anymore." There's something comforting about starting your day with real food, something your body recognizes, something that doesn't just treat symptoms but actually restores balance from the inside out. Sweet potatoes may seem humble, but when consumed this way, they work silently and powerfully to restore circulation, balance minerals, and energize every step you take. Now that you've learned about the 5 foods that can help restore blood flow, strength, and energy to your lower region, there's one last thing we need to address. Because knowledge without action changes nothing. So let's talk about exactly what you need to do, starting today, to turn these foods into real results you can feel. If you've made it this far, it already tells me something important. You care. You're not just passively accepting this phase of life, letting your body do whatever it wants. You're still in the fight. And the good news is, now you have tools. But tools mean nothing if they stay in the drawer. Real change begins the moment you decide to act. Not tomorrow, today. Start tomorrow morning. Commit to eating one of the 5 foods we've discussed. Maybe it's 2 whole eggs with the yolks. Maybe it's a warm bowl of oatmeal with chia seeds and cinnamon. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to happen. Because what you eat in the first hour after waking up is one of the most powerful choices you can make for your circulation, your confidence, and your independence. Don't skip breakfast anymore. Don't wait until you're hungry, tired, or already late for the day. Give your body what it needs while it's asking for help. That's when your blood vessels are most responsive. That's when your muscles are ready to receive nutrients. That's when you break the cycle of decline and start rebuilding what time has tried to take away. You may not notice dramatic changes overnight, but stay consistent. In a few days, you might feel more energy in your legs, more warmth in your groin, more strength in your step, more responsiveness where it matters most. You might sleep better. You might wake up feeling something you haven't felt in a long time. Hope. And if you're worried that it's too late for you, I can say with complete honesty, it's not. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even late 80s transform their energy, their intimacy, and their vitality, simply by committing to this one thing, starting the day with purpose. So the question is simple. Will you take that first step tomorrow morning, or will you let another day pass hoping something will change on its own? Now that you know exactly what to eat and when, there's just one more thing I want to leave you with. Because even the right foods can't work if you're making one critical mistake that most older men don't even think about. If there's one thing I've learned after decades of working with men over 60, it's this. Aging doesn't take your strength. It only takes what you're willing to give up. And most of the time, what we give up isn't our body. It's our belief that change is still possible. But I'm here to remind you, it absolutely is. You now know 5 powerful breakfast foods that can help restore blood flow, improve sensitivity, support muscle function, and bring life back to parts of your body that may have felt distant for a long time. These aren't trends or gimmicks, they're real foods that speak directly to your biology. Most importantly, you understand exactly when and how to eat these foods for maximum impact. You recognize that how you spend your first waking hour sets the tone for everything else. Your vitality, your self-sufficiency, your confidence, and even your relationships. You don't need to transform everything overnight. Just start. Start tomorrow. Reclaim your mornings. Let your meals work for you, turning every bite into a powerful statement that you're still writing your story. This isn't the end, far from it. Your next act begins at breakfast, and it begins with your choice to take control.